Hey folks, welcome to Cooking on the Wild Side. You're cooking with Kirt. I'm going to show you today how to do a steelhead. I want to show you how to fillet one out. This was fun when we were putting together this segment. I said, gosh, where am I going to get a steelhead? And a friend of mine, Travis Dixon, said, I'm on it. And he went up into the Stanley Basin area and brought me back a fresh steelhead. So we're lucky we have friends like this here in Idaho that can actually do this. But what I had done, I'm going to show you how to fillet this out, and then we're going to do a simple saute and do this with a Mediterranean pasta dish. But what we have is the steelhead has been cleaned out on the inside, and I like the way I do it is facing towards me, and I'm going to come in and cut in behind the head until I hit the backbone, and I'm going to turn the blade, and I'm going to, then move my hand up behind it so it gives me control of the fish, and I'm going to cut right along that backbone, and I'm going to go all the way down to the tail. Okay? Now, if I have a large enough cutting board, what I would do is just flip this over, leaving it attached, but I don't in this case. So I'm going to go ahead and take that off, and I'm going to roll that back. And then I'm going to turn this over and do the same thing again until I get to that backbone. And I'm going to turn the fish along the edge of that. I'm going to put it right along my board because I want to get this knife down. I don't want to miss any of this meat along the back. And so I'm just going to come right along, lift up the belly meat a little bit, and I'm going to come down here, come above that fin, and stay. And I can feel the bones right underneath of that knife. And I'll come down to the end, and I'm going to go ahead and take that off. And I'm going to flip that over, and you can just see the backbone on either side and the membrane in between, so I haven't lost any meat. So I'll take that off, wipe off my board. I'm going to turn this fillet around, but because these knives are flexible, this is a 8-inch blade, and it's very flexible. This is a fillet knife, and I'm going to take and hang on to the skin, and I'm going to just push down a little bit, and I'm going to take the meat off of the skin. And what I'll do is, because that bone is on there, and I'm just going to kind of move it out of the way because I don't want to lift up that blade as I'm doing it. And I'll just put that back in, and I'll just slide that along. There you go, until we've taken that off. Then there you have it, folks. You're taking it off the skin. I'm going to do the same to the other piece. I'll turn it towards me again. You take it to the edge of the board, hang on to the skin, and then when I get up to I could have taken this fin off ahead of time, but it's definitely not the end of the world to do it like so. And make sure you're pressing down on that knife because you don't want to lose any. It actually kind of bows that knife. And you don't want to lose any of that meat. All right, there we go. Now we still have the pin bones and the rib bones left in there. And the pin bones you can see on this is here's the middle of the backbone on your steelhead and your salmon and your trout. These pin bones, there's a line, and you can see them right here. On the larger fish, you take a pair of tweezers and pop those out. And on the thinner one like this, I choose not to do that. And but to start with, I'm just going to turn that fillet to make it easier for me to work. I'm going to put my fingers on the upside, the inside of the top of the rib bones, and I'm going to put that blade in there. I'm going to come in, and I want to take off those rib bones. And I'm just right underneath, and I'm going to kind of curve them on out. And my fingers are safe that way. The bones are between me and that blade. And I took out a little section, and then I'll come up and do it again. And then I'm going to come up one more time, and I'm going to cut that off, and I'll come around in the back. So it's like 4 little pieces that I had done, and I'll take the rib bones off of it. Now I'm going to go back, and you can see the pin bones are there. So I'm just going to put that edge of that blade, and I'm going to come right along those pin bones. Now those bones angle back a little bit, and I can feel the bones with the edge of the knife. And so I'm just going to kind of turn that blade and go down at an angle and come back and do that again and work my way down the fish. Now those pin bones will, they only go so far back as the rib cage goes. And if you can, I'm just going to roll that out of the way. You can see it. You can see the pin bones right here. And now I'm going to go on to the other side and go at that same angle and just take those pin bones right out of there. And I'll work my way back. And there you have it. I'll take that out and clean off anything that I've missed. And there's a little piece of skin there I'll take off. And that's it. You have a boneless fillet, and this works for not only the steelhead, but salmon and trout the same way. If you want to leave the skin on, you could have just not taken that off and still gone after the rib bones, gone after that pin bone, and the pin bone is actually attached to the skin. And so when you cut down, just get down till you touch the skin. And when you come on the inside and do that, you come down till you touch it, and then just turn the blade along that skin just to separate them. It's amazing if you go to a trout company like Clear Springs Foods or any of the others in our area and watch those gals, or CPAC's another one, and Leo Ray's fish processor. Any one of those gals that are working on the line will debone this so fast. It's just in a blink, because they're getting paid by how many they can crack out in an hour. And it's very humbling compared to how long it takes me to do it. I've done a lot of these, but they do it every day. And the same thing, I'm cutting right along underneath those rib bones until I get down to the belly. And I'll remove that, and I'll come up. You can see I missed one up here, but there I got it. All right, and I'm going to turn this and do the same thing. Now know that this is the top of the back towards me, so now this one's going to angle my direction. And I can see those pin bones again. And I can feel those bones with the edge of the knife, so it really helps to create a guide for me. All right. And I'll come back. You can see where the rib cage turns up there, and that's all the farther those pin bones are going to go. And I'll come right on the other side of those, and I'll follow at that angle again. And I've taken out that little piece of meat. That's full of bones. I just do not have any bones when I eat my fish. And there you have it. It's just that easy, folks. And after you do a few of them, it'll help you to build the confidence up. And it's not a big issue to do it.